You wake in a cold sweat. What was that? Okay. Crazy dream. Wake up! Sorry, you were making a strange noise in your sleep. It's stormy. What's going on, Gregor? Did the lightning wake you up? It woke me up. Tried to fall back asleep, but it's so loud. Ugh. I'll just get back to sleep and talk about this in the morning. Everyone has a dream and gets back to bed. No weird dreams, right? Except for you. You can't fall back asleep. You still have goosebumps from the nightmare. Nightmares make it very hard to sleep. Oh? Karen's story is louder than a sawmill. You find it very loud and very distracting. You didn't sleep a wink. Everyone is now up and awake in the cabin. You hear the front door open and quickly slam shut. Anatoly sounds petrified. We looked out the door and we're completely surrounded by floodwaters. Looks like sailors take warning was more appropriate for today. Maybe it'll clear up tomorrow? Ugh. You can't steal big guy's optimism, Karen. Why the hell not? That's all he has going for him. He's also good at chopping wood, though. Knock it off, you two. Mariah, do you think it'll clear up tomorrow? I give it 27% of chance of clearing up tomorrow. Based on what? I was bored stiff, so I read a book on local precipitation levels for the last 20 years in the living room. That's weird they have one of those, but like, yeah. Sounds like you're stealing Anatoly's thunder. Anatoly, you're a book nerd, right? Why didn't you read it? Why are you accusing him of what? What's it matter? Couldn't make it past the cover. Is that right? Yes. She's so accusatory. That bookshelf has great books on artisan crafting and natural sciences. Why let them sit there gathering dust? How'd you arrive at 27% of it clearing up tomorrow? It's easy. Take the time of year, multiply by the factor of... Mara begins to explain the meteorology to you. And she isn't dumbing any of it down. Oh! It's similar to where... So the first thing you need to understand... Minutes of explanation feels like hours. You look over at Anatoly. He's listening intently to Mariah. That's great. I don't understand a word she's saying. I'm so intently. He hasn't blinked yet. You can see his eyes drying up. A tear rolls down one of his cheeks. This is brutal to watch. Mariah finally wraps up her lecture. She ends with a bow. Nobody claps. Tough crowd. Mariah, that was awe-inspiring. You lost me a few minutes in, but it's okay. I didn't understand a word of it. Okay. Until he turns to you. Anyway, there's no telling how long this is gonna last. We can't leave the cabin until these floodwaters stop. I know our food situation is a little tight, but I know you'll make the right decisions. I believe in you. Me too. Looks like we'll have enough leftover berries for more bread and raspberry jam. I'll pass on the jam. Just give me more crusty bread. Everyone laughs. Except for you. What is wrong with me? With everyone's turned on in the cabin, you need to keep everyone fed and happy. You sneak out to the kitchen while everyone's still talking. You get some crusty bread and get to work. Make some more jam. With the kitchen to yourself, you decide to check on the chompettes. Don't worry, as a leader of chompettes, I'll make sure none of the humans know about us. That bad guy would try to eat me like an apple, so definitely don't tell them about us. Are you here? Are your plans going awry? Got another cornbread classic for you. Did you hear about the bread maker's bakery burning down? No. Her business is now toast. That one's been done to death. Do you know how raspberry milk were introduced? You tell her no. Raspberry milkshake! Without an audible crow. Bread laughs. Okay, alright. Did cornbread teach you that one? Nope, wasted an entire day thinking about that terrible pun. It was well worth the time and effort, Raspberry. Maybe you'll win the annual trumpet comedy competition this year.
Raspberry!
Of course! Now while I'm here, I won't choke on stage this year. Isn't that every year, Bread? We still talk about the closing line, Bread. You're going to do great this year. Anyways, don't even think of eating us if you're hungry. Trumpets stick together through thick and thin. Rain or shine, feast and famine. Potato, I swear to God, repeat the line or we'll lock you up again. Life or death. That's right. Trumpets, move out. Move out? Did you move? The trumpets somehow managed to close the door on themselves. You bring the crusty bread and jam into the living room. I'm glad I made crusty bread and jam for everybody again. Karen jokes for bringing the food. Took you long enough. Karen looks at the slice of bread left and the mason jar of raspberry jam. There's mold on at least 2 slices of bread. We don't have options! Karen's right. What the hell's the matter with you? You grip the knife tightly in your hand. You think this is enough for 5 of us? Well, wait, we can't throw this bread away. It's all we have left. It's just a little penicillin. Come on, it's fine. Gregor's right. And totally. Will mold spores give us food poisoning? No scientists. Sorry. Let's pick off as much mold as we can. We can't leave with the floodwaters, so this will have to last us another day. Everyone grimly nods, ripping apart their piece like a pack of wolves. Gregor seems to unhinge his jaw and eat it in one bite. Oh, looks like a duck eating bread. Thanks again. Bread and jam isn't much of a meal, but it's more than we had when we left Ukraine. Plenty of rainwater outside, so at least we won't die of dehydration. But until the storm's over, nobody should leave the cabin. Should clear up if we leave it. Should clear up if we give it a chance. Anatoly, where are you getting that information? But one of the books on the shelf about climate here? You're illiterate, so that definitely is a lie. What? I've seen him reading. Little guy's been studying. I'm serious, he's pretending to read those books because he wants us to think that he's smart, but I can tell he's just staring at a page, faking it. What do you think? Until he doesn't know his weather conditions from a hole in the ground, Karen is correct. Until he can read, I saw him with my own 2 eyes. Yeah, like Karen, like why? I feel like, what? You must be going blind then. Thanks, I don't know why Karen would make something up like that about me. You aren't fooling anyone, Anatoly. Karen has stormed off. Good! That's such a weird lie to make up about somebody. He seems very intellectual. Like, why would he make up reading? Like, that's... Thanks for backing me up. Yes, my relationship is stronger! Hell yeah. Is that with Gregor? I hope so. Good to have someone so positive around. Until he looks relieved. You think he'll remember that? I guess I'll call it a day. Yeah, sure. Everyone shuffles off to their sleeping areas. 10 minutes later. Hey. Karen likes to find somebody's weakness and use it against them when she's frustrated. Just wanted to thank you for backing me up earlier. You're very sweet to do that. Until he looks at you with a look of admiration. See you tomorrow. Until he looks like he's blushing as he walks away. Ooh, he's so cute. You're definitely sure Angela remember that. Yeah. And I got a heart with him. You get ready for bed and put a blanket on. You go to bed very hungry. Yeah, bread and jam is not very filling. Day 4. You don't dream the entire night, but you sleep through everyone waking up. And that's how fast deer could run if startled. Whoa. Incredible. Impressive. I just wish we had a deer here. With the food getting low, let's just skip today's meal. No! Aw, Gregor. It's only for one day. Various cultures and religions have practiced fasting throughout history. That doesn't make us feel any better, Anatoly. What option do we have? Our food wasn't rationed properly. I'm sorry? Anatoly leaves mumbling to himself. So passive-aggressive of him. Everyone goes to a separate area. Karen is in the bedroom. Gregor is in the living room. Mariah's in the kitchen. And Anatoly is in the bathroom. Who do I want to speak to? I want to speak to Gregor. He seems very nice and cute and charming. And he's like a big man with a beard, so it's like kind of my type. So like, yeah. Hey. There are plenty of blankets around, but I never need one. I generate enough heat for the entire cabin. Most of the blankets are pretty thick and heavy. One's mostly used for winter. Why are these out during the summer? To be honest, I'm feeling a little guilty about eating all the food the first couple days. This should be over soon enough, right? I would hope so. Like, the rain can't keep going like this for too long. Great. Thanks again for everything. Gregor will remember that. Yay! I got another heart. We're almost halfway there. You leave Gregor to go mill around the cabin for a while. Nice. Everyone looks pretty down this evening. Yeah. Wish the rain would stop. You're all doing great. We must be at least at the end of this nightmare. I'm so hungry. Me too. You are too. You wish everyone a good night and get ready for bed. Ugh, it's hard to go to sleep on an empty stomach. Ugh. You go to bed with a growling stomach. It's not easy. You have a strange dream. A boy is yelling at you in the kitchen. You keep telling him to lie down on the tray. But he keeps shaking his head, calling you names. So you do it. You lie down on the tray and make your body as flat as a board. You show him how it's done. His anger turns to courage, and he pushes you into the oven. As the stench of burning hair fills your lungs, you see him sneering back at you. You wake up in a cold sweat. That's really weird. Everyone seems to be sleeping in later than normal. Your stomach must have kept them awake all night. The rain is still pouring outside. You can barely make out the trees from the window. You hear a stirring of blankets, arms and legs. Mariah looks petrified. I couldn't sleep. Anatoly has bags under his eyes. The storm is too loud. Karen looks out of it. Oh my. The cabin was creaking so much last night. It sounded alive. Gregor looks a little gaunt. I got a good look out the window. And? Couldn't see anything due to the rain. Great observation, Gregor. I was so hungry last night. I kept pacing around my bed. Karen turns to you. When is it going to end? I don't control the rain! I check outside the door again. Floodwaters keep rising. Unfortunately, we're going to need to stay put unless one of us wants to drown in rainwater. As soon as weather lets up, we'll be able to scavenge for supplies. How close is the nearest town? I don't know. Didn't you have a map on you? I think I dropped it while we were running after Gregor. I'm sure it'll show up eventually. Ryan and Anatoly go white as a sheet. Uh-oh. How are we going to find our way back now? Well... I have to ride out the storm. Mariah looks at you. We're down to our last slice of bread. I don't know how much longer we can put off eating. The group stares at me. Ugh. You'll clear up in no time. Maybe you're right. The group look worried. They all gravitate to an area. You can tell Gregor's putting on fake optimism, and Mariah's having trouble. Which one do I want to speak to today? I mean, maybe I could raise Gregor's heart again, and maybe, like... Because Mariah's, like, not the nicest... Well, no, like, she's nice, but, like, she seems very wary of me right now, and, like, this is why I have Gregor on my side, like, might be a good idea. Oh, hey. I know you already searched the kitchen, but I had to double check. Fool's errand. I wish everyone was in better spirits. It can't rain forever, right? Rainfall in this area can last days to weeks. Ugh. You tell Gregor to stay strong. You know what? Thank you. The group is really thankful for your kindness. Gregor blushes a little bit. Aw, you look so cute! I always wanted to be the one to keep everyone in good spirits, but it's obvious you do that much better. Gregor's looking at you fondly. You're sure Gregor will remember that? Ah! Yay! Alright, we have more than halfway hearts with Gregor. The rain is pounding hard against the wooden cabin, but at least none of it's getting inside. You tell Gregor to keep his spirits up and join the others. Yay! Oh, you call everyone together. They all look grim. You can cut the tension of the room with a knife. Everyone is staring at you. Why are you looking at me? They're expecting the last piece of bread for dinner. You bring it out. Everyone cannot take their eyes off of it. You instruct everyone to take a pinch, and slowly all five of you tear it apart like a wishbone. Everyone studies their piece of bread carefully, wondering how long it will last. Karen is the first to eat hers. She chews each bite a few hundred times before swallowing, until he chooses cautiously, opening his mouth once he finishes each bite. Mariah nibbles on it silently, eyes wide, moving from person to person. And Gregor? Gregor just pops it in his mouth like a cherry. Didn't even savor it. Ugh! It was gone in an instant. Didn't stand a chance! The group thanks you awkwardly. It's not much. But you run out of options. You wish everyone good night and get ready for bed. You go to bed starving. Good morning. Morning. It's still raining. Ugh. Let me check if the rain has stopped. Doesn't sound like it. It's still flooding. Uh-oh. Oh no. What are we gonna do? Humans can live 2 to 3 weeks without food. Water isn't a concern. Rainfall should end in a day or two, right? Actually, precipitation can occur more than 215 days a year here. Do you really think it'll rain that long? Anatoly, it's been days already. What makes you think it'll stop soon? Ugh. Relax, everyone. Let's see how long we can ride this out. Fingers crossed it's done by tomorrow. Panic is slowly creeping in. Everyone's looking scared. But you need to survive. Definitely a weird dating game. Karen and Gregor begin to discuss options. Do I want to speak with Mariah in the kitchen? Or Anatoly in the living room? Maybe if I can... I don't know. Do I have a heart with Anatoly? I don't remember. I think instead about everything you've done wrong and how you've doomed everyone. Let's not do that. Let's not dwell on that one. I think I might have a heart with him. Do I have a heart with Mariah, or did I scuff that one? Let's do Mariah. Maybe if I can, like, romance some people, they'll be happier. Hey. Mariah looks relieved to see you. I did a lot for that one. How are you holding up? Better question. How are you doing? Not very good. It's very sweet of you to ask. Mariah looks at you intently. She gets a little closer to you. I noticed you didn't use any meat when cooking. You just have to pick it out of foods others make. But you respect that. Thank you. Mariah looks at you with admiration. I need to speak with Gregor for a minute, but thanks again. Yay! You're definitely sure Mariah will remember that. ... I feel like that wasn't there on the other one. Oh, did it go up again? Easiest 2 hearts ever. Awesome. I did a good job. You decided to check out the drawers again. Guess potato where the others are. Why is the music like that? They'll be back. They want to explore the labyrinth of tunnels around the cabin. Surely you've seen the mouse holes, right? They connect all over the cabin. It must have been some mouse that created them, or something worse. Anyways, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. Things are going to get worse from here on out. You have a feeling Potato's telling the truth. What? You realize some drool is leaking out of your mouth. Disgusting. Don't even try to eat me. You just get deathly sick if you tried. And from the look of you, you need to retain all the water you can. From rationing to cooking, you failed every common sense measure for basic survival this week. You knew something like this would happen, right? Never mind. With floodwaters rising and no food now, I think it'd be a great time to go over the fundamentals of starvation with you. When experiencing starvation, there are 4 factors that will determine if you live or die. Age, height, weight, and your degree of activity or inactivity. This is a dark conversation for a lighthearted game. You've been especially lazy, so I think you'll survive a little longer than the others. The Harris-Bendix equation can help you figure out how many calories you need to simply maintain your current weight. The equation produces a number called the basal metabolic rate, or BMR. Stay with me here. Yeah, that equation. Got it? For fun, let's try it out on someone here. Mariah. Use a Harris-Bendix. She looks like she's 120 pounds. About 5 feet 5 inches tall. About 20 years old? Crunching the numbers. I think she'll need about 1,388 calories daily. But that's being abnormally stationary. She'll have to lay in bed all day and night, just eating, breathing, and using her brain. Not very common when you're starving to death. People tend to get up more. If she was being very active, let's say swimming through floodwaters, we need to multiply that 1388 calories by 1.9. So now she needs 2,638 calories per day. That's quite the difference, especially if you didn't ration the food properly, which you didn't. I guess that wraps up our first survival lesson. Hopefully we'll never speak again. Okay? You shut the drawer, going over the numbers again. I don't think any of us can take this much longer. Gregor's voice starts to crack. I don't want to ask this, but it's time. What? One of us needs to go outside and search for food. Oh no. Everyone is silent. I'll go. Mariah? I used to swim all the time near my house, so I probably have the best chance of swimming through the floodwaters. No. Let me go instead. You won't get very far if anything happens to your glasses, Anatoly. You're blind as a mole rat, remember? That's true, but... Little guy. Let me go. Gregor, Sounds good to me. Karen? His arms are definitely the longest, so he's probably the best at climbing trees out of all of us. No, that wouldn't be right, Gregor. Let me go instead. I get that none of these options are good ones, but we need to find food or help. Gregor grabs a branch from the woodpile. He cuts it into different measurements. Since we can't come to a consensus, let's draw for it. We'll each pick from my hand. And the shortest will go outside to search for food. Oh, we're drawing short straws! Oh no. You're not worried about drawing. You saw Gregor cut the branch lengths, so you can tell which is the biggest of the branch. You pick it. You watch the others intently. Will it be Gregor? Anatoly? Karen? Will it be... Looks like I've got the shortest. I feel like Potato predicted that would happen. This was gonna happen. And Mariah. It's okay. I watched Anatoly forage earlier, so I know what to look out for. Just swim until you find higher ground, then scout the area. Maybe you'll find a fish out there. Everyone looks heartbroken. I just bonded a little bit more with you. Karen, Anatoly, Gregor, I'll keep us alive. I promise. She promised. Everyone watches Mariah leaves the cabin. The silence is deafening. Goodbye. Oh, goodbye sounds too final. What? Oh, I don't like this. The door shuts behind her. You can faintly hear her yell about how cold the water is, and then silence. Mariah has left the cabin. I'm sure we'll see her again. The rest of the group nods. Everyone stays up, waiting and waiting. The sun is completely set. One by one, each person quietly shuffles off to bed. You get ready for bed and easily pass out. You have a strange dream. The two women in front of you could be twins. One of them you recognize, the other is a guest. You ask the guest to sit on a shovel, and then you try pushing it into the oven. Her legs are so strong you can't get her into the oven. You curse at her repeatedly. Like this, you hiss. Why am I trying to push her into the oven? Like, what? What? You stretch out your legs until your toes are almost sticking in the coals. You feel 4 hands on your shoulders, and both of them push you in. The familiar smell of smoke and burning hair calls you to throw up on the embers. You can't let it end like this. You rip the metal door off the oven, tearing through the wooden logs of the cabin. Screaming, you chase the two through the woods. Your burns chill with the wind. The guest looks behind her, and her eyes widen when she sees you. She's terrified. Your fury rips trees out by their roots, soil from the ground, rocks from their pits. You've never been this angry in your entire life. Their stamina can't last forever. You're gaining on them. As you trample through the field of wheat. I guess there's a piece of cloth behind her. You catch the glint of it in the sun. Golden. As if by magic, the earth splits in front of you, creating a chasm of fire below. You fall into the pit, screaming as your eyes begin to sizzle from the heat. Hellfire fills your lungs. You're unable to scream anymore. You wake in a cold sweat. This is, there's a happy ending, right?